Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the horoscope for the month of June 2021. So starting off here on the 1st of June, Mars will shift into the sign of Cancer. Now Mars is debilitated in Cancer, so this will be a very challenging transit, and we'll talk more about this in a future video. Mars, remember, is a soldier, a warrior. It wants to go out and take action and get things done. Cancer is connected to the home, the mother, our comfort, our nourishment. So Mars is very uncomfortable here in the sign of Cancer. Now we'll also see Mercury come into a combustion here at the beginning of June as well. Remember that Mercury is in a retrograde, so it will shift back to meet up with the Sun. On the 10th of June, we will have a solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. This will be towards the end of Taurus, and we'll talk more about that in a future video. This is a part of this big eclipse season. If you have not already checked out that video on the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, make sure to check that out. I will leave a link above and down below in the description. On the 14th of June, the Sun will shift into the sign of Gemini. So this will push us into a new consciousness, a new seasonal shift here as the Sun moves into Gemini. Our focus shifting from this more relaxed and friendly sign of Taurus into this very curious and mentally active sign of Gemini. On the 20th, Jupiter will shift into retrograde. So once again, we're here in this eclipse season, in this retrograde season, where there's lots of changes, lots of internal work to do. And this is a lot that we will talk about here in this month of June with all of this happening. Of course, this will all take us into November and October when these retrogrades will start to clear up and we will move out of this eclipse zone. On the 22nd, Venus will shift into the sign of Cancer. This will be a tricky position as the Moon and Venus are not the most friendly of planets. And lastly, here on the 25th, for those of you who are following those three extra planets, our transpersonal planets, Neptune will station retrograde. So we have a lot going on here as we're moving into the summer with all of these eclipses and retrogrades where there's a lot of internal work to do moving forward. So let's talk about how this tricky month of June will affect each of you according to your moon sign or your ascendant sign. And once again, I want to bring this to all of your awareness that I am not using the tropical zodiac. So the tropical zodiac is typically used in Western tropical astrology, where it is according to the seasonal points and where the stars were positioned hundreds of thousands of years ago. I am using the sidereal zodiac, which is based upon where the stars are positioned right now in the sky. So this is according to the correct position of the stars, and this is coming from those fixed stars as well that sit behind the constellations. And along with that, I am using jyotisha or Vedic astrology, which is coming directly from the scriptures. So this is going to be according to your moon sign, not your sun sign. The moon sign is very, very important as it is the indicator of your mind. So all of your behavior, all of your patterns and cycles that you go through in life are all being filtered through the moon sign, because this is how your mind is functioning, your psyche, your state of mind. So this is very important in terms of looking at horoscopes. I also add in that ascendant because that is the point from which your soul made contact here with its life on earth. So that ascendant is mapping out the foundation of your entire life. It is the lesson, the experience of why you have come into this existence. So I do recommend that you always look at your horoscope according to your ascendant or your moon sign, not your sun sign. For those of you with a Virgo moon or Virgo ascendant, Mars will be shifting into Cancer in your 11th house. This is a major time of focusing on your goals and ambitions. That 11th house, remember, is a house of your hopes and dreams, of your gains, and Mars being a very passionate and determined planet. This is a huge time of focusing in on your goals of what you are going to achieve, what you're going to accomplish at this time, and Mars also controlling your 8th house as well as your 3rd house is a huge planet for money. It is a bit of a difficult planet there as it is controlling those 2 houses. But these are 2 money houses, and that 11th house is also a money house. So this is a huge time of focusing in on your finances and on what you can gain in your career. We will also see Mercury come into a combustion as it is already in a retrograde here in the sign of Gemini in your 10th house. This is such a positive position. As Mercury comes into this combustion, this is giving you amazing insight into your career. This can give you some incredible vision and inspiration in terms of what you can do and create and build in that career area. Remember that a retrograde is not necessarily something that is negative. This is when we are able to go in deeper and reflect, and the combustion of Mercury is a time when the sun, the consciousness, comes very close to Mercury. So we get this flash of insight, this light bulb over the head moment. This is major in your 10th house of your status and public image. On the 10th of June, we will see a solar eclipse in Taurus there in your 9th house. This is a huge moment of discovering something new, learning something new, venturing out and doing something new with this eclipse. And a solar eclipse, of course, is a time of taking a leap of faith, of trying something new without knowing all of the details, all of the information. The sun will be blocked out during this eclipse. So our consciousness, our light, our insight is being blocked out, but this is still a new moon of what is the new direction that you're taking. And with this in your 9th house, very positive position, this is a time of exploring, of learning, of gaining some new insight here. Through this 9th house, you may receive some knowledge through a mentor or teacher at this time, but this is also a huge time for anything that you want to learn, anything that you are looking to gain some more wisdom and insight in. This is opening up a doorway to you, and this may be very unexpected as, again, that sun is being eclipsed at this time. Moving forward on the 14th, we will see the sun shift into Gemini there in your 10th house of career. Once again, this is a huge highlight on your career area, and with the sun there, you may be put in a position where you have to take charge, where you have to take a leadership role. With the sun here in this 10th house lighting up your public image and status, this is huge. You can achieve some popularity or recognition at this time. The sun, though, is a bit of a challenging planet, though, for a lot of you, as it is sitting back in that 12th house. And so you want to pay attention to this recognition, this popularity, this achievement that you can achieve at this time. Some of you may be looking to shy away from this as it is back in that 12th house of isolation, but this is a huge time to remain confident in yourself and to stand in this role and position that you are receiving in this area. We will also see Jupiter station retrograde on the 20th of June and Neptune stationing retrograde on the 25th of June. Both of these are retrograding together in the sign of Aquarius. They're in your 6th house. Again, huge focus on work, on responsibilities, on your career with that 6th house activation. This is a time where you want to take a closer look at all of the details and information, especially with Jupiter being a bit of a difficult sign. Yes, it is controlling your 4th house, which is a very happy placement, but it is also controlling your 7th house. Challenging, very difficult. There can be some issues around relationships at this time, business, friendship, romantic or otherwise, where we can see some conflict here with this 6th house of litigation and challenge being activated here through this Jupiter energy. So you want to make sure that you are reviewing everything, that you are looking at everything from a bigger perspective and not getting so caught up in the details and the things that can get you stuck in this headspace here in this 6th house. Jupiter here trying to expand your vision, trying to get you to see from a much larger perspective, especially with Neptune in there as well. The vision, the insight is being hugely activated. This is a time to do any sort of routine that can help you in your spiritual life, as both of these planets are very spiritual, and going deep within, finding that deeper clarity and insight with this position. We will also see Venus shift into Cancer once again in that 11th house on the 22nd of June. So this will be joining up with Mars, and as Venus comes into your 11th house, this is a huge time of popularity, especially as Venus is a friend to your ruler Mercury. And Venus is having a little bit of a difficult time as it is controlling your 2nd house with that Libra influence. But remember that Venus is also controlling your 9th house, which is a very positive, very fortunate position of good luck and abundance. And so this is a time again where you can receive a lot of wisdom, you can receive a lot of resources, a lot of recognition at this time. You can see some increase or some focus that is heavily put upon your finances and your growth in your business and career. So this has been your June 2021 horoscope for Virgo moon or Virgo ascendant. I want to thank you all so much for joining. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. Once again, we have a lot to talk about with these retrogrades and this ongoing eclipse season. So make sure to hit that notification bell to stay tuned. If you would like to learn more on Vedic astrology, I do have a course available in the Facebook group Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. There is a link down below in the description along with the comments. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.